crappie.
All right, folks, so that's what it's all about here at Wild Bill Lake, here in Montana, just outside of Red Lodge. You don't come here for monsters. As a matter of fact, we're a little nervous right now because we looked at the stocking report and it said they only stocked fish on average of 6.6 inches here. It is 2021 right now. Anything could have happened in 2020. They might have had problems in the hatchery. It could have been a real cold year where the fish did not grow. But what you still have is a beautiful place here in the Montana mountains to go trout fishing, bring your kids, bring your family, and have a great time like Sir Mick is about to do here.
Look at them, they're just nibbling on it non-stop. We just put it in the water.
Go, get him, get him. Oh, man.
And bob her down on the first cast.
First cast, I mean.
And this fire bait, you know, we just come here. It's easy for the kids. Anybody can do it, but you know, here, this is a great place to get your kids out. Get a bobber on your line, they can watch it, you can see it, the fish are tugging on it, and keeps your interest up.
Now, you guys got to understand something here. We're going to get haters from these videos like we do with every video in the world that are going to make fun of us because we're only catching small 6-7 inch trout. Hey guys, we can only catch what they put in the water, okay? This is real life right now. This is what happens. Sometimes you get 8, 9, 10 inch trout. Sometimes you get 6 and 7 inch trout. But you know what? Where else are you gonna get scenery just like this? Beautiful Montana.
There's one. Ooh. Yeah, that's a little rainbow.
This one appears to be cousins with the one Troy caught.
Yeah. And even the kids will have fun with that. And as an adult, I enjoy it. Another one. They are scrappy little boogers. We're going to be using this fire bait, the garlic salmon egg. Now, remember, these fish ain't great big, so we got a pretty small hook, number 8, or excuse me, number 12, and a very small piece of the fire bait. Just mold it right around your hook, okay? And guys, you're gonna need light leader for this. These fish ain't great big, but they fight with a big heart. 3-pound test. That's it. Little BB shot above your hook, about 6-8 inches. Couple more to keep it straight. Your float is only 4 feet above your hook with your bait. You put a drop weight right below your float just to keep the ballast of the weight on the float. It hangs straight up and down. You can twitch it, you can jig it, you can troll it, and they grab it like piranhas. Here we go.
So you guys got to remember one thing, okay?
Yeah.
He has a float on because it's a visual thing. We want the kids to see the strike because it keeps them interested and keeps them excited. Remember, fire bait is a dough bait. It floats off the bottom. So if he were to use no weights and just throw it out there, it would float to the surface. We're weighting it down to where it sinks, and then you can see the bite and you can set the hook.
Holy Toledo, look at the pack.
They pack a little punch.
They must stock a lot of trout in here because
It's great. Woohoo. Some little airborne action. I don't know. You can say what you want. They may be a little.
Garlic chartreuse.
They may be a little smaller than what we're looking for, but I'm going to tell you, they bring the kid out in you. Ooh, Troy got one.
now, Troy, that's the biggest fish of the day.
I think so.
Well, there are a few 9-inch trout in here. Most of them are probably 6.5, but this one is much larger than his cousins. Yeah, okay. All right, they're growing. Okay, so this is the largest trout we've seen by a mile. Probably about 9 inches maybe, but that's what you can expect to catch if you come here. Troy is kind of getting bored. He has caught
Yes, I am. I caught
a
a
dozen
lot of fish
and a dozen casts with peach garlic firebait, as you guys have seen earlier. Now, he's going to switch it up to something. One thing we've learned is that these trout like
garlic.
garlic.
They love garlic.
They love garlic.
And this isn't rocket science, mom and dads.
Yep.
This is very basic. A number 10 hook, a few split shot on your line, a bobber, and Mick over there, he's using 3-pound test. He's a fighter, not a lover. Myself, I'm using 6-pound test. And that's a good pound test. So these things are really garlicky.
Oh my God, look at this. See the trout came in. Did you see that?
The fish are coming in right now.
The trout
because they
just
smell
came
the
in
garlic.
because they smelled the garlic. No way. Good job, guys. Way to do that on cue. We're about to give you one of those eggs that you just smelled. So Troy's going to show you how to put them on the hook here. Once again, it's not rocket science.
Yep,
it's really
you just
simple.
stick the hook through it, bring it all the way through. There you go. Ready to rock and roll.
Now the reason for the chartreuse, which you'll find in any sporting goods store. Oh,
That didn't take long.
Mick rebaited and got a trout really quick. Troy is throwing it out there,
Garlic salmon egg.
and we're going to see if the trout can smell the garlic just like we can. Got him.
Yes.
Just like that.
That is the chartreuse. You guys saw it live. Now, you got to remember one thing, folks. We have caught and released 24 trout in this section already. So to get one that's willing to bite is pretty awesome. Now, this is one of the smallest trout we've ever caught. As a matter of fact, it's going to fall through the net. We're going to show you here. We hope that when you guys come to this lake, hopefully the state will have some larger fish to stock. But this is the resource we're able to catch right now. All right, so what we're going to do is show you a little bit of dual action here. All right, there goes Troy. There goes his float. Right underneath that is the ever so tasty chartreuse garlic salmon eggs. And you're going to see on the dual screen the float go down
Oh, it's starting to
in
go down.
real time.
He's coming looking.
These trout are obviously big garlic lovers because they don't let that egg stay in the water long. I just saw, oh my God. I'm getting so excited. It's hard to focus on this. They're just hammering the bait every time,
There he is.
just like that. Okay, you guys saw the float go down. You're seeing Troy bring it in, and it just shows you that those chartreuse garlic eggs are something your kids are going to want to put out there when they go fishing in these high mountain lakes. Just like that. Oh, fish just went through the net.
Well, let's try to net him again.
Maybe we can net them from the bottom this time. There we go. Now, if you come to a place like Wild Bill, this is what you can expect to catch. Rainbow trout. This one's actually on the larger side of what we've been catching, but we're going to put him back so you guys can enjoy him. All right, here we go with a little split screen action. We're going to watch that float right there. We have garlic salmon egg fire bait on that float. The theme of garlic has been really, really strong today. They love garlic in this lake and in every lake that they stock trout in. Has not been lasting long. All of a sudden the wind has showed up. Holy. There it goes.
Pulling it, and boom.
Just like that, folks. That took 28 seconds. We're sorry that it took so long. Now, over the last 2 years, we have been to Billings twice. Prior to that, we had focused on pretty much western Montana and a lot in the Great Falls area. We've done Great Falls North several times as well. However, we became accustomed to coming to Billings area simply because we know the number of people in eastern Montana that love to fish, and also there's a lot less restrictions in this area. You can use bait in places. It's not really fly heavy. Sure, people love to fly fish, which is great, but there's rules that allow everybody to enjoy fishing, which we prefer. Now, today was interesting. We came up to Wild Bill Lake for the first time. People have been telling us for years, hey, you got to go to Wild Bill Lake. If you live in Billings, you have kids, that's where you go to trout fish, there in Greeno Lake. And they said Montana does a great job at stocking it 3 to 4 times a year with catchables. So we drove all the way up here, and we were blown away by the scenery. You know, it's about 2.3 acres, roughly 6,800 feet. It's a very wooded place right on the edge of the West Fork of Rock Creek. Now, when we got there, we were a little surprised. Reason being, this was filmed in early June of 2021, and we went back and looked at the stocking report after we got here, and on May 7th, Montana put in 6.6 inch trout, 1,500 of them in fact, and that's all we could catch, simply because that's all that was here. Now in previous years, things were a little different. In May in 2020, they put in 7.5 inch fish. In June, they put in almost 8 inch fish. In September, they put over 8 inch fish. And more importantly, they also stocked some trophies. Now, we don't know what happened this year. It could have been there was cold water at the hatchery. They didn't grow as fast. You know, it could have been COVID. You know, you never know. But for those of you guys that are making fun of us for catching small trout, unfortunately, this is the hand we were dealt. This is all that's here. So we made the best out of it. And we went out there with 3 baits today. We used chartreuse garlic salmon egg simply because we know the trout are going to eat it. That garlic is a strong attractor and they go nuts. We also used 2 different colors of fire bait. We used peach and garlic salmon egg. And you'll notice that for all of these offerings, we used a float. The reason why we did that is because we wanted to catch and release this fish. We weren't going to keep them and eat them. Using a float allowed us to see the bite instantly, hook the fish in the mouth and release it without harm, hoping that it would grow so you guys could come catch them. Now, the other interesting thing was we talked to a half dozen other anglers that really didn't care about the size of the fish. They were all adults. Many were older than us. They just wanted to see their line tug. They wanted to see their float go down, and they wanted fish for their skillets. So if you have kids or you're a fisherman yourself that just want to get out there, this place is only minutes from Red Lodge, an hour and 15, maybe a little bit more from Billings, depending on where you are, and it's loaded with trout because the state of Montana stocks it 3 to 4 times a year. Pautzke products are available at sporting goods stores near you. If you can't find the specific color, size that you want, make sure to go to Pautzke.com. And as a thank you for watching Pautzke Outdoors, we're going to show you a coupon code to be used for 10% off your next order.